Now it's time to learn about an upcoming lecture here at Bradley.
Our reporter Sheridan Hurtig joins us from the Global Communications Center.
Several years now, Bradley's has been holding a series of lectures they call the Each lecture brings in a new speaker with a unique viewpoint to share different aspects of world history. The next Armstrong lecture will be held tomorrow, and today we are talking with Department Professor Bradford Brown. Hi. Hi. So can you tell us a little bit about the Armstrong lecture?
Armstrong was an amazing guy. He was a Bradley student here in the 1930s, and along about 1939, 1941, the war came along and he signed up. He went off to serve his country both in Europe and the Pacific, came back after the war and finished up his degree and left Bradley to become a history professor. Got a PhD at Stanford and then went on to teach at lots of different places. And at the end of his life, he was thinking about what to do with his legacy, with his money, and he decided to endow us with a lectureship series. And so when we give those lectures, we remember his name, we remember his legacy, Lydia Moss Bradley, of giving back to the university, endowing educational purpose.
But
we have the third of our lectures semester. Nick Kapoor is an expert, just published a book on Japan in the 1960s and about student protests over the direction of Japanese politics at the time. And so he'll be speaking tomorrow night in the Wyckoff room in the library at 7 p.m.
So can you tell us a little bit about why students should care about something that happened nearly 60 years ago?
Well, the funny thing is students care about many things that happened in the past, right? They're curious and they see connections between studying other cultures around the world. At Bradley, we pride ourselves on study abroad and sending students everywhere from Hollywood to London to Paris. I've had the pleasure of teaching with a French Revolution class as well as in Australia. And so students see the connections between students in other years and other cultures and what they're going through today. And you know, part of it is just about exploring the world.
Thank you. So I'm actually going to ask you one more question. So Japan just announced Mr. Kapoor will lecture tomorrow.
So Rutgers is not only a historian, he's a Twitter historian in the sense that he maintains the Twitter feed in which he talks about current event issues in Japan. And one of the most interesting of the recent events is the abdication of the emperor, the announcement that there's going to be a new imperial period, and there's a lot of controversy about what that means given that the current prime minister of Japan is fairly conservative and is thinking about changing the role and the profile of Japan in East Asia.
Thank you so much. I want to thank you for joining us today and reporting live from BUTV News in the GCC. I'm Sheridan Hurtig.